Dad, we've been burning a lot of wood lately. Don't you think we should clean the chimney?
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Hi, and welcome to Dad Fixed It. My name is Eric, and this is my family. We're a family of 6 living in the Northeast. As you can imagine, life is pretty expensive. To help us out, I try to fix everything I can around our house to help save money. I'm not a plumber, a carpenter, a mason, or an electrician, but I try my best with what I have. Hopefully I can help you fix something and save you a lot of money. Come along on this journey, and let's learn together. Let's fix it. Welcome back, my friends. Today, we're not really going to be fixing anything, but we're going to be tackling a project that might seem a little intimidating to most homeowners. Number 1, we have to clean out our wood stove. And 2, we're going to take a look at the flue and the chimney and see if we can go about cleaning it in a new way that might be a lot easier. As you can see, the wood stove is full of ash because we've actually been burning ash, and that makes a lot of ash. So first we're going to clean this out. We've noticed that the performance of the stove has kind of gone down over the past week or so because it's over full. And then we're going to attempt to clean the flue, but from the inside this time. I don't know if any of you guys have any experience with these so-called slip collars, but they slip when you first put them on and then never again. So it's been an absolute nightmare every time I've tried to take this off to clean it. So we're going to use this little invention, the Gardus SootEater, which works amazingly well, and you can clean from the bottom. But typically I take this apart, which turns into an all-day affair and a nightmare. Today I'm going to try to actually clean from inside the stove and see if we can get up past these 2 janky 45s that I had to do, since a regular 45 wouldn't do it. But first, we're going to have to go outside and replace the whip lines because they only last about 2 or 3 cleanings. So let's go do that first. So like I was saying, the whip lines are only good for a couple cleanings. You can see they start to wear down. So just from Home Depot, I got some replacement whip line. And it comes with this little tool to release these tabs, which I went ahead and lost because like Forrest Gump says, I'm not a smart man. And so you just take this apart. Oops, hopefully. Unscrew this. The Allen. You pull all the existing ones out. And then you push through. And then change the orientation so it matches that. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. So they oppose each other. And then you can go ahead and tighten it back down. You definitely want to crank it down really good so they will come loose. Make sure everything's in there good and tight. And then you just take this simple guide. You gotta know what size your chimney pipe is. Mine is a 6-inch diameter. So you put the ball up against the edge of the table. Straighten these out and you mark them right at the 6-inch line. And I usually give it a little extra so they last a little bit longer. Good. And then we just cut them. And that's ready for a 6-inch pipe. Alright, you can see that that's pretty well cleaned out. So now we're going to work on actually cleaning the flue in the chimney. So I've gone ahead and removed the first 3 secondary burn tubes. Come out really easily. Just make sure you label them so you know which order they go back in. And I've taken out the ceramic fiber boards. And you can see I broke one of those earlier this year, but they're very fragile. So when you take them out, be super careful. And you can see mine starting to warp a little bit, so it's probably getting close to time to replace them. So I want to take a look at what it looks like up there before and after. So I'm going to use this little Borescope that I got from Amazon. They're like 30 bucks. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend you get them. It hooks up to your smartphone or your tablet. It gives a pretty decent view, and I've used it for so many things. I've seen where wires or pipes are inside of walls. I've even looked down inside the cylinder of one of my cars by taking out the spark plugs. It's super handy, and for 30 bucks, it could really save you a lot of headaches. So I'm gonna take you guys inside and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so we're gonna try going in. This comes with 6 3-foot sections. So when I took the flue apart normally, it would get me to the vent cap on the top. So it's gonna come up a little bit shy, but hopefully we'll be able to pass those little 45s and make this work from down here. It'll be great. So I'm gonna try. Well, you can see how quick that went, and for going 18 feet up, that's not really all that much. I cleaned it about a month and a half ago, so I wasn't really too concerned, but let's use the little Borescope, go back up and see if we see a big difference. Well, that definitely went a lot better than I thought it would. Man, taking those pieces apart before it was turned into a half-a-day project all the time. Now you could clean this thing out in half an hour and be done. And as you can see, we had pretty good results. It was really clean. Another thing I usually do too is use this Rutland Creosote remover. I don't know, it could be snake oil. I just treat the stove with it once a week in a bed of hot ashes. And I'll tell you what, in the 2 years that I've been using it, I haven't had any big, thick, crusty creosote. It's been all the fine powdery stuff that comes out, just like you saw. So the last thing we're gonna do is clean the door with you know, just a regular Rutland glass cleaner, which works amazingly well and quickly. We'll vacuum the rest of the stove, and then we'll get a fire going. Couple last tips. Usually the can of ashes I put outside for 24 hours, even though it's a metal can, just to be safe. Especially if, you know, you probably saw earlier in the video that there were still some embers. Even though this thing's been out since this morning, there were still some coals. So we keep that outside, and don't use a regular shop vac to suck up ashes when they're still warm. Don't ask me how I know that, but definitely get yourself a metal ash vac. You won't be sorry. We're just making sure everything's completely out before we use a regular shop vac. All right. All right, well, there you have it. All clean, beautiful fire going. Couldn't be a better time. We have wind chills tonight of 15 or 20 below zero, so we really needed this cranking tonight. So I think this is one of those projects that's really easy for you to do. It's not something worth putting off because it's expensive to call in a chimney sweep or someone to do your chimney professionally. You know, for 60, 70 bucks, you could buy the SootEater off Amazon. And another 20 or 30, you could get yourself a little Borescope and do this job yourself. It's an easy way to save money, and it's really not worth putting off, again, you know. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Love it if you left a comment below and liked and subscribed. It really helps us out, and we'll see you next time.